overall, Rio? Comfortable.
Comfortable. I thought the man in the picture there, Di Maria, I thought he was tremendous tonight. 2 assists, a goal, a complete part in the story tonight. But what was impressive as well was that the other 2 strikers alongside him, the 2 superstars, the way they moved off the ball, they made it difficult, running in behind, looking to hurt you at all times. And it makes for a mouth-watering final. I want Bayern to get there.
Well, yeah, otherwise, well, no disrespect to Lyon, but I think it's the final most neutrals would like to see, France versus Germany rather than an all-French final.
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously, in terms of calibre of player, you want to see that game. But as Rio said, it's not going to be easy for Bayern, but if they do get there, it'll be a mouth-watering game. Yeah,
16 years since a French side got to the final. That was Monaco. Sort of French side, I suppose.
Yeah, they were a much fancied side, a much different side to what we see from the PSGs. This is a superstar-driven team, and I think they're a team that have promised for the last few years in terms of delivering in this tournament and haven't quite got there. And they seem, when you look at the pictures, we spoke about it the other day. There's a difference to the way that they feel about it. So you can see that they've grasped onto something, a feeling, an emotion to get.
Do you think there was a difference in their work rate? I think we saw them a couple of times, particularly the star players up front, when they played Liverpool. Remember that?
Anfield, yeah.
Quite critical of the way that they didn't seem to be chasing back, but their work ethic seemed much different.
We went to that game, and like today, we were sat there before the game, waiting for a performance, waiting to be entertained, and we were left thoroughly disappointed. From not just about ability, it wasn't about ability, it was about their application, it was about their work ethic, it was about their intensity to go and press teams, etc. in today's game, which is every team that's successful.
Even the superstars have to do that nowadays,
and they didn't do that. And today was an absolute difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I think they've learnt is understanding. They know they've got the flair and the brilliance in one-on-one occasions, but the work ethic out of possession, they need to match teams when they're coming up against, obviously, especially in the semi-finals.
It really helps when you get off to a good start, doesn't it, in any game? And it was a set piece. And I want to talk to you both about zonal marking once we have a look at the goal first. Talk us through it.
Yeah, we can talk about zonal marking, but the quality of the cross, again, can be blocked off Paulson, and Marquinhos just exploits the space. Great ball in there, exceptional pass.
I didn't like playing in zonal marking at all.
Yeah,
I think it allows for you to make excuses. There's always gaps. There's always free runners running from somewhere. Whereas if you're man to man, I've got hold of Jolyon, and then it's between me and you, and then you've got a responsibility then with a man.
Yeah, obviously I played up front, and I loved playing against teams that played zonal marking. They were less frequent than you see nowadays, but you can get a run on someone, you can gamble on space. If the ball goes there, you get a leap on the defender. But whereas when they're holding you, and I suppose it's changed a little bit with VAR, possibly, because you can't grip and hold. I used to play in games where they used to bear hug you and you couldn't move, but they never whistled for it.
Yeah, but it's an art. Man-to-man marking from corners and set pieces is an art. It's not just easy, and it's not something you can just do and expect every player to do, because not all players are comfortable doing that. But as a defender, it does give you an excuse if you do zonal marking and they get a run on you.
Yeah. We all like excuses.
Give a footballer an excuse and he'll use it, that's for sure. The second goal, Di Maria, you picked him out as your man of the match, Rio. But this was not just the finish, but the exquisite touch from Neymar.
This isn't about Di Maria, this is about Neymar, his awareness, his that ability to just do things off the cuff and execute in split-second decisions. And that's when you're separating good players from the top players, and he'd done that. It was a magnificent touch. At first, I thought he didn't actually mean it. You see the replay and you think,
he did.
Wow.
Yeah. Great finish from Di Maria. I think 11 goal involvements, which is his best in the Champions League. 9 goal involvements, which is one better than when he won it with Real Madrid.
But Di Maria, I mean, since he's signed for PSG, he's had the most assists bar Messi in the top leagues.
Oh, wow.
So he's somebody who's got great output in terms of delivering chances on a plate for players.
Third goal saw it off, really, if there was any chance of a comeback.
Yeah, PSG, to be fair, every little error that Red Bull created off their own back, they're exposed. Obviously gets in here and it's a fullback getting inside, and then...
This is very odd, this bit, isn't it? Where he kind of just slips or falls.
But it doesn't seem like anyone reacts. They think something has happened and then no defender's reacting, and as I said, it was a shame. They obviously were pushing the second half, but
Neymar desperately trying to pinch it. Don't blame him.
As all guys.
But what PSG done is they knocked the stuffing out of this team. Yeah. This is a Red Bull team that we've all talked about, we've all given huge compliments to, and rightly so over this course of this tournament. But today, PSG got their game plan spot on and they executed that, and it was from the first minute, and they really, really ground this team out, and they've said, listen, this is going to be our semi-final, we're taking it all out of your hands, this is about us and not you, and that's what you've got to do in these big competitions, in these big pressure situations.
It doesn't look to be a significant weakness in that side that perhaps Bayern or Lyon, whoever plays them, will exploit.
Yeah, there's a strong balance in regards to throughout the team. Maybe the keeper, if Navas isn't playing, so maybe that's one weakness, but we touched on it at half-time. The keeper's not going to be the man of the match in this game. Yeah. It's going to be left to one of the top players, and Mbappe, Neymar, he's going to be one of them that are going to have to step up and take the mantle. We'll
have more analysis. We're going to take a little breather now. But the big news is that PSG have made their first ever final. It wasn't to be for RB Leipzig, but Tuchel will be absolutely delighted. He's done what he's been employed to do, make it to the Champions League final. Yeah, probably the least exciting of the games we've had in this festival of football, but not for PSG and their supporters, that's for sure. They've finally realised an ambition of getting to the final. Now they have to go on and win it, Rio. That'll be the aim.
Yeah, that's it, definitely. And I think it's superstars, big players like Neymar's, the Mbappe's, etc. They're judged around competitions like this. Can you get your hands on it? Can you be the influence that gets your team across the line? And this is what these guys will be dreaming of, I'm sure.
Talked about Neymar. He did some beautiful stuff as always. Didn't quite happen for him again in front of goal. Maybe saving him for the final, Jolien.
Hopefully that's the case. Obviously, he makes exceptional runs off the ball. He knows, and they've got a great understanding, them too. Possibly should have used his left foot a little bit earlier, but in terms of this, catches the keeper off guard and so close to going in.
Yeah, 10 shots in the 2 games without finding the target.
10 shots, 10 nutmegs. He's doing everything but score, and I think that's the pleasing thing about it. You can accept it when you're winning, and you're thinking like you just said there, saving it up for the final. But if he plays like this, they've got a chance, because this guy, he draws the fouls, he drags players out of position to give the likes of Mbappe space or Di Maria space. He's a joy to watch.
He generally does play like this, though, doesn't he? I mean, there's always, he does beautiful things. He's creative. He beats players. He's great to watch.
Oh, he's an entertainer. He's someone you would pay money to go and see. And kids obviously admire him for that reason. But going into a final, I'm not sure you get 3 or 4 chances and can afford to miss them, especially against a team.
I wonder what odds you'd have got before the game on PSG getting 3 goals and neither Neymar nor Mbappe on the score sheet.
I wouldn't have put money on it. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
But that's the thing. That's what's, I'm sure, for Tuchel will be a great thing for him, that he's saying my star names didn't even score, but yet we won 3-0, convincing as you like. And they still had an influence. What they do is, they might not score, but they have an effect because they scare the life out of teams.
They went close, that's for sure.
They did.
That was a good chance.
I think this is what the effect they have on players on the opposing team. The defenders are uneasy. They're not coasting through games. Upamecano, great young talent, didn't look as comfortable today. Didn't play badly by any means, but I'm saying there's a discomfort in players.
A fear factor that them players have, and that's what Red Bull didn't have. Werner obviously creates that fear factor for defenders.
The difference was each end of the pitch, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They can get up there, and then as a defender, if you know you're facing one of the top marksmen in Europe, you know you have to be concentrating all the time, and that's what obviously Red Bull had to do.
Tuchel. He's done what Ancelotti couldn't do, Laurent Blanc couldn't do, Emery couldn't do.
He's got them to a final, the Champions League. He's obviously domestically they clean up year in, year out, as they do. But this is the benchmark. This is where you'll be judged as a PSG manager, because that's the demands of the football club now. The huge investment, they want to see it repaid.
It's mad, isn't it? The difference, a couple of minutes, mate. Athletic, right, that last minute or so in that game in the Atalanta. And it could have all been different.
Yeah, he probably would have been out of a job that evening. If he didn't, then now he could be a cult hero.
He'll have a statue outside the ground that he wins this, definitely, and deservedly so. Again, I talk about the investment that they've made, the recruitment, etc. It's been years in building this and to get here, and they've promised so much. And these players, I mean, I keep going on about it, but it is such a true thing within a football squad, is when you feel that moment, there's a game, we just got by a team last minute, there's something, and that builds that that kind of feeling that this could be our year. And the side of the draw they were on, that would have been another indicator. Listen, we've got to get through now. We must get to the final. And then it's going to be about them versus Lyon or Bayern, which we're going to take in tomorrow.
RB Leipzig, what can they take out of this?
Positives. Hopefully they don't get dismantled, their squad. They keep a high number of players and progress. Obviously the recruitment's going to be key again next year. They've lost Werner, so I'm sure they've got replacements in mind. But in regards of, they can take a lot of positives out of their performances and the way they've conducted themselves.
Given their strategy, buying young, etc., have they gone as far as they can go? Have they found their ceiling?
Listen, I think that's probably a bit harsh because, listen, any team that takes your top goal scorer out midway through a competition like this, they're going to be harmed, and they was to that. I mean, their striker, Paulson's got 5 goals this season. So to expect a Timo Werner performance and effect in a game of this magnitude would be stupid to really think that. So, but listen, again, like Julian said, the recruitment will be very important and keeping hold of some of the players that they do have.
Yeah, we can hear from their manager now. Here's Julian Nagelsmann. He's with Des Kelly.
Julian, a painful night, a painful result. What was behind that performance this evening?
I think at the end, the 3 points and ticket for the final for PSG is well deserved. First 10-12 minutes we did well, I think. We were good in the game. Had a good ball-winning moments, good counter-attacks, and the final third were a bit too hectic. Had no good finish situation, and then we get the free kick and the goal. After that, we need 5 minutes to get back in the game. Then it was okay, and then immediately we get the second goal. Then it was hard to come back into the game because PSG has a lot of quality. And at the end, they were the better team today, and you have to accept this. It's hard, but football is sometimes it's like that, and today it's like that.
You had 33% possession in the first half. When you're under that much pressure, you almost need to be perfect. But a couple of defensive errors, particularly the second goal, that was a turning point.
Yeah, you have to decide before the game if you attack very early and you have space behind your defense line, or if you attack a bit deeper and try to do your own counter-attacks. And at the first 10 minutes, I think we had 3 or 4 good ball-winning moments and open up the game. We made 2 or 3 big mistakes and then received the second goal, and then that's not that easy. I saw that when we received the second goal that the belief of our players was gone a little bit. I think that's normal, and then it gets more complicated in ball possession to create chances, and at the end it was a question of character. We did it well in the second half. We tried to do, but we have no big finishing moments, and at the end, as I said, it's well deserved.
And the wider picture, although it's a disappointing night, there's so much to be proud of in this run right through to the semi-finals. I mean, beating Benfica, Spurs, Atletico on the way. These are great memories.
Yeah, at the end, it's not that easy to think about the good season we did in the Champions League, but I think in 1 week it will be okay. We know that the Champions League season was very good for our young team, and we try to do it again in the next seasons. We try to work hard in the future. Now we sent the players 1 week home so that they get new power, and then they came back, and we have to work for the Bundesliga and then the Cup, and then we try to do it as well as this season in Champions League again.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
He's done a terrific job, no question about that, to get this far.
Amazing job. I think his reputation has gone through the roof during this tournament, especially. We saw the way that his team dismantled Spurs in London, and I think at 33 years old, to be doing what he's doing and to have the clarity within his team tactically, I think he's got a really bright future.
Yeah, fancy he's going to do well. He's going to go to probably one of the giants, and
you would expect so,
at some point,
especially with the clarity he shows and the understanding of his philosophy. With better players, in the greatest respect to Red Bull, I'm sure they'll be title contenders very soon.
OK, well, PSG are in the final on Sunday, but their opponent is yet to be decided. Lyon play Bayern Munich tomorrow.